Gentlemen, we are going to start Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance any percent with LeCadd and this commentary, Joseph. So take it away.
Yo, thank you. Hello everyone. My name is LeCadd. I'm gonna run MGS2, Metal Gear Solid 2 for you guys tonight. Like you said, like me said, I won't be alone for this. I will have Joseph Joestar 316 for commentating this run, fellow speedrunner of this game. So, Joe, how you doing?
Good. Thank you for having me along. It's always a pleasure to watch a nice, good quality MGS2 run. I believe you're going to be running this on European Extreme,
Yeah.
which is the highest difficulty, and we're running the PC version, which, like we were just talking, it's all IGT. It's a rather unique version of the game, along with some other benefits, but I think if you're ready to go, man, I'm ready.
Yeah, I think we can go. We're gonna explain this the run itself while we're going. So I'm gonna load a save first. I'm going to do like the run on New Game Plus Plus. I'm gonna explain. We're gonna explain like later what it refers to. Okay, so one thing I should mention, real quick, the turbo is allowed on this game. So if you hear this little noise, this is actually me clicking on my stick to activate and deactivate the turbo, so don't panic. Okay, so tanker plan for the full run, European Extreme. We're gonna radar off. Okay, so timer start as soon as I click on Node Game Over is discovered. So I think, I think we got everything covered. So starts in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay.
So one of the things that LeCadd mentioned is that since we're running this on PC, is the original port of MGS2 Substance on PC was very unoptimized. It was modded and optimized by a community member by the name of VSFan. He was able to basically take the game and get it into more of a working condition, and a lot of other things that were added on since then. And one of the things that's built into what is called VSFix, named after VSFan, is Turbo, which is mainly going to be used for skipping codec lines faster, since it's basically mashing a button really fast. It's also going to be used for skipping cutscenes a little bit faster. But otherwise, for the most part, a lot of the inputs that you do are as intended. And we're starting with the tanker, out of the tanker plant scenario, where the immediate objective is getting up to the navigation deck. And since, like I mentioned, he's running this on European Extreme, which is the highest difficulty, things that go with that are things like guards see farther away than normal. You take more damage easily. It's actually 3 gunshots for the player to die, and boss fights are 1 to 2 shots depending on who it is. So it's a very scary category, but it's also very challenging. So he's finally made it up to the navigation deck, and this is actually the first boss fight where we're going up against Olga, and she can go one of 2 ways, which is random. She can either go left or she can go right. So it looks like he got the left Olga. What he's going to try to do here is get her to notice him as she's just running and gunning, and if he gets this, we'll get to see maybe an Olga loop. Oh, we got it. So what happened here is, because she went left and saw him in the background and then got a shot off before she goes into her dialogue, you basically get a headshot. She recovers, stands up, and you just rinse and repeat until she's defeated. It takes 4 headshots, so that was a really nice Olga to start off the run.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, I can't recall how many times I've had a run that just sets a bad tempo just because I get a really unfortunate Olga. Like I said, it's it's very early in the run, but it's also a very likely reset for many. trying to go for PBs. So, with Olga defeated, now he's got the USP, except Olga, decided to spend all the ammo in it, so he was able to grab an ammo box out of the cafeteria in there. So what he did there in Deck C is he fired off a distraction round on purpose for that guard to hear it, so he can time the camera so he can run underneath its blind spot while also escaping the radio call, because unlike other Metal Gear Solid games, because there's this not game over if discovered, if a guard sees you, the alert won't happen right away. They have to call it in. So you use that to your advantage to be able to just cruise through rooms. Like I'm trying to keep up as he's doing it. So this is the engine room. It's probably one of the hardest rooms in the tanker, followed by other stuff we'll cover in a bit. What he's trying to do is go a specific way, which guards are, for the most part, fairly consistent. They follow a set pattern, but they're also triggered when you enter rooms or, trigger, entering a part of the room. So what he did there is just, fire a round or two and followed by a holdup. And then on that last guard, he fired off one round to the back, followed by a distraction shot to get their attention. The whole purpose is to skip a mini cutscene when you get to this part of the engine room. Normally there's a guard that pops a door open and calls in that he fixed it. It just saves you a couple seconds. So now he's on his way to the inner holds. First is going to be this guard right here, which he's just going to fire off a shot. He's going to look left, look right, holds him up. Tranks are very effective, even if it's just a single tap. It just takes a certain amount of time for them to go down to double tap is often second best. Headshot is always preferred, but whenever you need to just run and gun, as you can see, he can just tap the guard and then just hold them up, and then when they try to call in for help or something, they just fall asleep. So here is the guard rush. The next element of RNG, which is mainly how they, assemble in this narrow hallway here. Unfortunately, you didn't really get an ideal opening. Normally, you want to get all three guards down at the start. So what he's doing here is he's just staying put behind this container. The guards come in from the right side, but as you can see, some of them kind of strafe in, they roll in. Then often at times you get a guard in the back. Okay, it looks like you have... Okay, yeah, there's one left. So sometimes if a guard is left over and the encounter is ongoing, they'll often do the aim for the lights, which is just another sequence of losing time. And then what he did there is, you might be thinking, well, wait, you just killed those three guards, right? Well, the game doesn't see it that way, because guards phase out faster if you kill them versus tranking because of the animation time and just their condition. So it's a easy way to get away with murder here, but only in that sequence, just because of ending the encounter faster than the game can tally their kills. Also, very nice flick shot on that guard at projector, by the way. That is very hard. Also followed by the ladder skip glitch, which again, I'm just trying my best to keep up here.
Yeah, sorry, it's going pretty fast, but yeah.
No, man, you're doing good. So what he did at the ladder in hold 1 is he entered the ladder while equipping the camera. And climbing into the ladder with the camera equipped isn't supposed to happen, so the game temporarily puts you out of bounds while you do that. And through a specific series of inputs, we're able to go down a level, grab the next ladder, and then go right back down to the floor. It saves you a lot of time over climbing down both ladders. And of course, I think I saw the Marines logo, right? Oh, Atacon says yes. So you might be thinking, well, how the world... Wait, I didn't see the Marines logo. Well, since we're running this game on 16:9 resolution, if you take the camera angle a certain way, the game says, hey, you got the logo.
Okay, so I just wanted to say sorry if I didn't talk very much, because the tanker is pretty much nerve-breaking as hell. tanker is one of the most difficult part of the entire run for me. So yeah. But now plant should be a little bit more chill. It's gonna be difficult, but it should be more chill. Like we can take a breath, like take our breath back. It should be all right.
Yeah, the tanker is really, like I said, it does help set the pace for what kind of run you might have. But once you get to the plant, you know, it basically slows down up until when you reach to strut C to meet up with Peter Stillman. But for now, it's just going to be a series of codecs. And in case the tanker beginning, because, you know, he skipped cutscenes, it's basically doing like a stage tutorial of like how to play the game. It's just showing you different things. But of course, since, you know, we're speedrunning, we don't need to listen to any of these things. I mean, the codecs, we just skip them. Don't need to listen to Rose. Yeah, especially to listen to Rose. So what he's going to do here is there's 3 guards in the room that were knocked out. What he's going to do here is going to grab this first guard in the corner, punch him in the junk, and then he's going to get this guard's attention in the middle while knocking on the side pile of boxes there, get that guy's attention, and then he's just going to make his way to the elevator. Yep, easy peasy.
Easy peasy. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm going for big boss strats. It doesn't mean I will have big boss, because like this game is pretty brutal, really difficult. Like you can lose big boss rank on like really fast. But basically big boss is like no alerts, no continues, and no kills. So yeah.
Yeah, and I guess other things to add on to that would include no radar. No rations.
Oh yeah,
which,
yeah, right, yeah.
Since LeCadd is on European Extreme, there actually are no rations in the game. You could try finding them. You won't find any on Extreme. It's very limited. And in addition, there's a hidden requirement where there's a shot counter. You need to be less than, I think it's 700 total shots. These are all stats that are tracked within the game. And once you get to Arsenal Gear, there's actually a screen where you can actually look for it, which I'll try to remember to point that out later.
Yeah, no worries if you forget. Like, there's a lot of things to talk about talk about. Sorry, in this run, because this run is really fast paced actually. So this is why it's pretty nerve breaking, but so satisfying to run in my opinion. So yeah.
Yeah, for the time being, LeCadd only has, well, now he has the Solcom, but when you start the plant, you actually have no weapons. You gradually get weapons as you continue. Snake always starts with the M9, so it's a little bit of an easier run to start. But the beginning of the plant is, like I said, it's a little bit of a slower pace. You're just making your way to Strut C, which he's about to right now. But one thing I forgot to mention is because he's on New Game Plus Plus, and I think we saw this on Snake, but, you know, on New Game Plus Plus, they give Snake and Raiden their own set of shades. Oh, wait, who's that guy? He kind of looks like Snake, and he also has shades on.
Yeah, and David Hayter is doing the voice of this guy as well. That's weird.
I don't know. Maybe he's a Snake fan.
Oh, this is a coincidence, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not Snake. It's Iroquois Pliskin. He just looks, sounds, and acts like Snake. I don't know. Like I said, it just could be coincidence. So we met up with Stillman. He's the bomb disposal expert. We're now tasked with defusing these Sensor A bombs. And we're provided with a Sensor A device and a coolant spray for actually defusing the bombs. There's 2 different ways of routing the bombs. There's going clockwise versus counterclockwise. Going counterclockwise is more of the conventional approach, where you don't defuse the bomb in Strut C, you save that for last, and you go to Strut B and circle your way around. Going clockwise, depending on the category and difficulty, is often seen as slightly faster, but it has more...
Whoop.
Oh,
I missed the roll. Oh, that's alright. This is a really fun strat, so I really want to show it. But yeah, remember Big Boss, no kills, blah blah blah.
Yeah, that's...
Okay, so Basically, this guy, this is just he died by the gravity. We didn't kill him, so yeah, gravity killed him, not us.
Yeah, I mean, he just could have fell off the railing on his own. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
right.
place is a hazard. But what he was trying to demonstrate is because he's restricted to, you know, not kill anybody. If you knock a guard off a railing and they fall into the ocean or just fall into the abyss, they are just considered, I don't know, environmental kills. That it doesn't really directly count against you. So the bombs, for the most part, are consistent locations. Again, it depends on difficulty. They add more bombs the higher you go in the difficulty. The only place it will vary is in Strut D, because he's on New Game Plus Plus, which I'll try to get to that when he gets there. What he's doing now in the pump room is he's gonna kneel in a specific spot, and if done correctly, you can actually defuse the bomb that's behind that, you know, that boil over there. In the pump room, there's a very thin gap where the coolant spray can actually touch and defuse the bomb, so you don't have to, you know, crawl all the way around to reach it. And what he did with the coolant rise and standing up is what we call the coolant rise, where it does a slight animation cancel from crawling to standing, while having the coolant unequip it, stand up, and then equip it again. It's just an optimal tech that can help save a lot of time for any instances where Raiden has to crawl and then suddenly rise up. So what he did there is he just fired off a round to just stagger that guard while throwing a chaff, because, like I said, the guards can't call in the alert, you know, right away when they spot you, so they have to call it in. But with the chaff, the radios are disabled, so they have to basically leave the strut to, you know, basically say, hey, there's an intruder in here, but hey, he's already gone. But more importantly, anytime there's a caution, which you see in the upper right corner with the yellow bar, anytime there's a caution, it bypasses any like scripted cutscenes that you would normally get. This just, again, saves you a little bit more time. Oh, Strutty parcel room. Alright, so this room can be often terrifying if you've played this casually. But what he's going to do here is just trank these guards in a specific order, including that SWAT team guard on the, you know, furthest, or the closest to him. The sentries have to call in the alerts. The SWAT team guards, if they spot you, it is an immediate alert. They do not need to call it in. And then what he's going to do here is just wait for this bomb to show up. It follows a consistent cycle when you load into the room. And the funny thing about that bomb is you can actually coolant spray through the box. It still somehow reaches it. I don't know. Maybe it's like one of those boxes where it's just imaginary. It's really empty, and you can still just coolant spray the bomb on the other side. I don't know.
This game is broken, dude. Like, you can disable like some bombs like so far away from the bomb. It doesn't make sense sometimes.
Oh no, it's definitely intended. I'm sure they meant for us to figure that out. So for this next bomb, it's very time sensitive. So he's gonna defuse that bomb underneath the Harrier, make his way back before one of the guards off to the side, which was off screen. Like I said, the guards could really see you from far away, even though his radar's disabled. If you were to draw a cone for the field of vision, it really goes far across the room. Oh yeah, that's Rose. She repeatedly asks if you know what day it is today. Something about April 30th. I don't know. I feel like there might be something important about it. I mean, most people running the game are just like, you know, we're busy. We don't have time to.
Yeah, we don't have time, Rose. Like, we have to save the world, all right? So yeah. Oh,
okay, so
I'm gonna redo the room because yeah, I messed up a little bit. Like, I did roll a little bit too early, so the timings are pretty precise on this. Like, if the guy hear you, yeah, it's gonna be complicated. And I will have an alert on the next room, which I really don't want. So yeah.
Yeah, the thing about running this above difficulties like very easy is if you have an alert or a caution, it will carry over to the next area that you go in. There are some exceptions. Oh, very nice. So Strut D, This is where it can vary based on if you're running on New Game Plus versus New Game Plus Plus. The only difference between the two is there will always be a total of 3 bombs in here, but instead of the bombs being spread out, as you see again on the upper right corner of the screen, it will place 2 of the bombs closer together in the center, whereas they're all spread out here. Otherwise, it's mostly the same as New Game Plus. It allows you to skip early cutscenes and Strut C. It randomizes specific NPC's location that we'll talk about later. And you get this codec once you're on your second to last bomb defused.
That was a pretty clean Strut D, actually. Like,
Yeah, I was about to say that went pretty well, and actually now I understand what New Game Plus Plus does. I mostly run New Game Plus, so Strut D for this run is actually different for me.
The strat is not the same. I don't know which one is easier, faster, or anything, but like I like this one. This one is pretty cool. So yeah.
Oh wait, we never talked about the box, did we? It's the most important thing to have.
Right, that's right. Yeah, the box is broken in this game. Oh, a little bit too far away. Okay. Yeah, the box is pretty broken. So basically, what you can do with the box is like when you get spotted by an enemy, by equipping and de-equipping the box right away, the guard who spotted you will not shoot you. So it's pretty broken actually. So you can keep your momentum and keep running actually. So it's pretty broken.
Yeah, for some reason, if a guard spots you and then you equip the box soon after, they just don't know what to do. It breaks their targeting. They just fall back and then just get on the radio, and it's very helpful for not game over if discovered condition runs. It does not work for game over if discovered, because again, it does involve getting seen. But it was probably one of the first things I learned when learning to speedrun this game was like how good the box really is. Like I knew it was good, but not that good. Oh yeah, remember that guy in this bridge earlier? Yeah, he swam all the way back up and...
This guy has a really bad day, actually.
Like was there a noise just now?
Worst day at work.
I heard a splash.
I just heard my guy. I just heard my dude, my best friend, like falling from like incredible height. And just like, oh, what's there a noise just now?
I don't know. I'm sure they're fine. They'll swim their way back up. They did it before. So
he did it once, so why not twice? Yeah, that's right.
So he defused all the sensor A bombs, which sets a chain reaction of sensor B bombs, which he had to get the sensor B device earlier in the pantry closet. You don't actually need to have the sensor B equipped. You just need to have acquired it. And this last bomb is always in the docks, although its bomb location can vary based on difficulty, which for European Extreme, it's just right on this wall right here.
Yeah, this spot is actually easier on European Extreme than on Very Easy for some reason to find, because like on Very Easy and maybe on the other difficulty, I'm not sure, like it's under like a submarine kinda. Yeah.
Yeah, it shifts that bomb's location around, which for European Extreme it's actually easier because it's right on that wall there. So this is Fortune. She's a pretty hard boss and one that can't be beaten. I mean, literally can't be beaten no matter what you do. So Ryan's just gonna show off not only his shades and his, peeking skills, but he's gonna be dodging these railgun shots by peeking out with an empty SOCOM. Well, why the empty SOCOM? Well, for some reason, whenever you peek out with a weapon, you have iframes. I mean, very generous iframes. I mean, I don't know, maybe Ryan just wants to be a show-off and just be like, haha, you got a better gun, I got no ammo, I can still dodge. But the important thing here is just to let the encounter happen. You can't really do anything to speed it up on this difficulty, at least. There are strategies for other difficulties, but for European Extreme, she will fire the railgun like in a 2-tap burst, and it's in quick succession as you're seeing right now. And you're just trying to wait out the clock, basically, because you can't fire at her. It'll just make bullets go around her, and you'll get like a little cutscene showing the bullet miss. And yeah, just like that, that was Fortune.
Yeah, easy
Very nice.
peasy.
Oh, wait, you thought we were done with bombs? Oh, not so
no.
fast.
Still one. But who is the guy who plants the bomb? That's the question. Who is that guy?
Well, I'll tell you who it is, and it's the guy. It's not the guy that you've been knocking into the ocean.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, he didn't have the time for it. That's for sure. Yeah. All right.
And it certainly wasn't that guy either. But anyways, so there's one final bomb that was planted on the helipad of Strut E, where the Harrier was earlier. It's basically an invitation to go into the next boss fight versus Fat Man. Of course, we gotta make our way through, again, using the convenient powers of the box. Holding up that guy, and then before they even realize what happened, he's already out. Then earlier on the EF connecting bridge, he picked up this Claymore mine on the lower half of the bridge. This was so that he can enter this section faster, because that cipher off to the right is very scary. You do have to be very careful how you approach it, which having the box equipped lowers your profile, so it allows you to duck underneath railings and
This is okay
Ooh,
since
that
like
was-
that's strange.
I think I didn't hear it, but I think when he tried to do that trick shot to get that guard's attention at the stairwell, I think someone in the room heard it. Even though he shot the guy's radio, the alert still went off. But like I said, this is one of the exceptions where the alert won't carry over because he's going into a boss fight. Oh, good thing you fired that SOCOM away from the bomb. It's like, wait, this ain't the Coolid spray. Alright, so Fat Man, he plants 2 bombs, start the fight. They always start off in those 2 corners that you see. So what he did there is he shot his rollerblade to make him lose his balance, fall on the floor, and then he'll do what I call the Fat Man Shuffle, where he just kind of, I don't know, does a little jig, just shuffles around. Does a little laugh. So after you start the fight and defuse the first 2 bombs, he'll just start skating around, which his movement can be a little erratic at times. But what he's doing here is he's using the SOCOM to fire 6 body shots to knock him off balance, followed up by 2 headshots, one when he falls, followed by another as he's recovering to get up. And he's just going to continue this until Fat Man's stamina reaches 0. And then for the most part, you just want to rinse and repeat this and not let Fat Man plant any more bombs other than the first 2. Or at the very least, you don't want him to plant and arm the bombs, because if there's any leftover bombs that are ticking, you have to defuse them, otherwise the fight won't end. And ooze, a little unfortunate body bump that sometimes happens, and well, that was Fat Man.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. I missed like 2 shots, I think. So yeah, that's pretty good, Fat Man. Like, it's not insane Fat Man, but that was decent. That's cool, Fat Man. That was a good one. That was an okay one. Like, if it happens in a run, I will happily take it, for example. So yeah.
Yeah, so I think we've reached a point in the run where there's a bit of a, downtime. So I guess if there was any messages from our lovely hosts for BSG, this would be a good time when LeCadd's making his way over to Shell 1.
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay, cool. We don't have any new donations in, but we like to get you all know that what we are donating, or what you are donating for, that's for the good cause, and that's for Mind. If you might heard, the recent Russian invasion has also increased the number of phone calls Mind is receiving. It is giving people a new trigger of fear. Mind is doing their best to help people with that. Also in every region of the world, mental disorder surpassed 10% of the population. Government seems to lack momentum in reducing the burden of mental health problems, as only 55% have mental health awareness and only 8% have suicide prevention plans. Organizations like Mind help raise awareness to the issue, helping us get one step closer to a world where everyone gets the help they need. So put your donations in. We have also a few bid wars still going on, so get them coming.
Very well spoken. Yeah, definitely get those donations in for a good cause. So what LeCadd was doing was he was acquiring an AKS-74U along with a disguise conveniently given to us by a cyborg ninja. I know you might be thinking, but it's not that cyborg ninja. Just,
It's not the
I don't
same
know,
guy,
maybe,
yeah.
maybe they're a fan, like Pliskin. But anyways, the whole idea is to bypass a camera security check if you have the enemy's BDU uniform along with the AK. They think you're one of them, even though if you look carefully, wait, are those standard issue shades for enemy guards? I don't remember the shades being part of the
I don't
standard
know.
outfit. I don't know, the guards don't seem to care. He's acquiring a D-mic, which is going to be used for identifying aims. I mentioned that this was an NPC that has another element of RNG, where because anytime you run on new game, it actually puts aims in a consistent spot in the Shell 1 B1 core where the hostages are being kept. If you run this game on New Game Plus or New Game Plus Plus, his location will be randomized in the core. It's one out of like a dozen locations. It's random on where he'll be. But since we're speedrunning it, we know who he looks like. We don't need to have to like scout the room extensively. But the game tells you that you just need to listen for a pacemaker to know if it's him. Oh yeah, we borrowed that guy so he can open up the door because, I don't know, we're just kind of acting as a, I don't know, hiding in plain sight guard with shades. Especially the shades.
I just wanted to say, like, the room when I picked up the D-mic was Monka-esque, like, really.
Oh look, there's Ames.
Yeah, it was just here, yeah. That's an insane, I don't think it's, like, the most insane spot, but like, this is a really good spot for aims, like, really, really.
Yeah, and one of the scary things about trying to D-mic aims in a room like that on this difficulty is there's 5 guards patrolling the room, and they can see you from far away, and if they see you try to use the D-mic at any point, it's actually an automatic game over if discovered. It's like the holds in the tanker. It's just one of the exceptions, regardless of what condition you set the game for. Again, using the box to just confuse that guy, go up the elevator, and what he's going to do here is use this chaff grenade to disable the cameras, so he can make his way out of the core, because, you know, the jig is up. They know we're not the real guard. I know. I'm really surprised the shades weren't the giveaway. But we only have the headpiece that's missing, but you still have the BDU outfit. Some might think that at this point the BDU is basically useless. On the contrary, there are actually still some subtle uses for it. It actually provides like an indirect camouflage from a distance so guards won't see you as quickly. But before I get into any more of that, we're returning to Strut F to acquire a PSG-1 sniper rifle, which is going to be needed for the rest of the game. And then he's going to shoot that guy's radio, so he just runs out in a panic. And before they even realize what happened, he's already gone. Not only does it allow him to just go in and out nicely, but what it also does is it refreshes his caution bar. If you allow that caution bar to just tick down over time when you make your way to the Shell 1-2 connecting bridge, it'll actually create a risky situation where a SWAT team guard will try to exit the area as you're going in. You don't want the SWAT team guards to see you ever, no matter what circumstance. So this is an instance where having the BDU on post Shell 1 core is still useful. There's a guard that's off screen that's looking down. If you have the BDU on, they won't see you. And then there's a section after this upcoming connected bridge where the BDU is helpful. And oh, how lucky I got to open up the door.
Yeah, how nice. All right. A little disclaimer: there's a boss fight coming up, and the game is gonna lag pretty hard. Oh, I forgot the penta as well. The reason is because we're gonna shoot like a lot of like rocket launcher. I'm spoiling a little bit, but just to let you know, guys. That's all. But first, we have to shoot these. Oh, come on, these sensors.
Yeah, there's a unique array of Semtex sensors that you have to shoot out in order to continue, and they increase in number, again, based on difficulty, and they're in really interesting places, especially the 2 roaming ciphers in the background. And I think you can technically shoot the majority of these with the SOCOM, but one of the ciphers cannot be shot with the SOCOM. You must have the sniper. There's like a maximum range where even if you lock onto it, you can't actually hit the sensor. But nicely done. So now comes the Harrier. So he's gonna pick up the Stinger. He's gonna fire 1.
I'm gonna do it again.
2,
Yeah. I missed the 3rd one, so I'm gonna... No, the 4th one. I'm gonna do it again. Okay, so like I said, the game is gonna lag really hard here. This is normal because like we're shooting a lot of Stinger missile, and the game is like... Let me do it again. Let me do it again. No worries, I will get it. I really want the opening to be like good, like not insane, but like a good opening.
Yeah, Harrier is a really finicky boss fight. You definitely want to try to get the most amount of damage early. It can help determine, you know, how it proceeds. So he's gonna fire 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5th one, and he got it. And then what's gonna happen is the Harrier's just gonna, you know, it's gonna jet stream away, and when it tries to do a missile gun barrage, he's gonna go down the steps to avoid it, fire off another shot or so, and then as it makes its way to do a cluster carpet bomb, this is what we call the die shots, where you cancel that cutscene at the right time, and then what will happen is it will lock on for you off screen where the Harrier is, followed by a secondary shot, which it looked like he got both of them. What he's gonna do here is one of the lock-on missiles. And also what's happening, which is something I personally hate, is where Otacon flying the helicopter just loves to get in the way. It's random. He thinks he's helping, but it's a case of, like, Otacon, just let us handle it. So now it's going to do a missile barrage, and he's going to do the same peeking strat that he did before with Fortune.
Oh, come on.
He's just going to lean up against the wall and just fire repeatedly. Gives him iframes so the missiles won't kill him. That's it.
Finicky, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, you know, as you're trying to shoot the Harrier when it's hovering like that, Pliskin, who actually now is Snake, I know, shocker, he tries to help you by firing a grenade launcher at it, which causes it to suddenly go down. So he's gonna fire off another round there.
Oh, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, unfortunately he got the, what I call the minigun phase, where Solidus just basically fires a really long sequence of bullets.
Oh, I want to try something, dude. I don't know if I should. No, I should. Okay, let's do it again. I wanted to finish him with the AK, but that's alright. Okay. Yeah, I missed like.
Oh.
Yeah. Sad. That's alright. I mean, this fight is pretty technical and pretty tough, so yeah, no worries.
Yeah, that's unlucky. You know, anytime a Harrier gets the minigun is often not a good time.
Okay, I missed the shot, but I will continue the fight. I should be able to do it.
Yeah, it's not necessarily the end of the world if you don't get a 5-hit Harrier. It'll just basically differ its flight pattern at the start. Instead of doing a quick transition to die shots, it's just going to go into a loop, which it's doing now, and you can just follow up a series of stingers to damage it. Just makes the fight go a little bit slower, but it's easier to stack up the damage when it's going into phase 2 with the the die shots.
Yeah. Not very good fight, but that's okay.
Yeah, so same thing, when you get it down to half HP, he's just gonna go into the low level, look up, and then as it's about to fly overhead, he's just gonna cancel the cutscene at the right time, fire off a round, locks on, hits it, fires off a second round, hits it.
I'll let you go out in style.
The only RNG with the Harrier, which I don't think I talked about, is like post die shots, it can go left on the bridge, it can attack from the right side of the bridge. It's just random, you know, it's not really anything outrageous, it's just something that you always have to be aware of at all times, considering the fact that you have no radar. It makes it difficult to keep track of the Harrier. Alright, so now he's in missile barrage phase, just do the iframe peaks. If you use up your SOCOM ammo, it's fine, you know, it's not useful here. So now he's going to try to fire off. Let's see, 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4,
Ah, god damn it!
Oh.
Finally, Oosh.
and that's the Harrier.
Ah,
Yeah. Almost looked like he had time for a 5th shot, but that's okay. I often anticipate that it's going to fly away.
whew. Tough part done. Oh, damn. Okay, forgot what you saw. I tried the magic roll, but that's okay. Yeah,
Ooh.
like I said, the Harrier is probably I don't want to say the hardest part, but one of the hardest part in the run, like by far. Yeah, pretty technical fight. It can
No, I mean,
escalate.
that's fair.
It can escalate
Yeah,
really quickly.
Yeah, the Harrier is a really unforgiving fight when it doesn't go well, but what he's doing here is using the BDU to its full advantage.
All right.
Yep, guy just doesn't notice anything. He's just out for a jog, I guess. But the important use of the BDU there is just to give you that indirect camouflage, so you won't be spotted right away. Because an alert here will not only carry over, but ciphers will show up in addition to the guards that are in the area trying to hit you. So what he's doing there is like a item shuffling cancel, where as he's kneeling down, it just makes your steps go by a little bit faster. Oh, looks like that guy wasn't prepared for the marathon today. He should have gone to the restroom beforehand.
That's true. Yeah. Do you think there's a way, by the way, to skip that cutscene even on Big Boss Strats and not Game Over Discovered? Probably is, right? I don't know. I'm not sure about this.
The only way to skip that cutscene is like you would have to have a caution generated from something, because it's,
Oh yeah, right. You're right.
it's like the EF connecting bridge. When you enter it the first time, if you're in a caution, it won't play a cutscene.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right. But I wonder like how you can get a caution. Maybe on the before the strut L perimeter. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know if it carries on. I'm not sure if it carries on strut L. Like, I don't remember the name of the room. Like when you have the two guys and the one is doing like, this is not a pretty sight. Maybe here you can get like a caution. I don't know how, but maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure. Not 100% sure.
I mean, I guess as we're talking, it's not really, in my mind, like something optimal to go for, because you would end up losing more time to skip a cutscene than what the cutscene is worth. You know,
it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't cost too much time anyway to like skip the cutscene. You know, so yeah, that's pretty. It's not that bad. Maybe there's a way of doing this area in Big Boss Strats, not Game Over Discovered, maybe without the BDU, so maybe, because you take time to equip the BDU, so might be a way, I don't know. It's only speculation, I don't have any idea. I just equip the BDU, like...
Yeah, it's the most common approach to the KL connecting bridge, but what LeCadd's doing now is acquiring the Nikita missile launcher. It's to take out a power box which has a circuit to an electric floor, preventing us from advancing to the next part of the game. And then through the swimming section, the Nikita is placed based on difficulty, so it places the Nikita further away from when you start. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So he's going to use the stun to just basically create noise, which is going to wake up President Johnson. He has the I don't know, impeccable talent of being able to sleep while standing up. Don't ask me how, but he is sleeping when you try to do this, and you don't want to fire this Nikita while he's sleeping next to the power box. It will kill him. It's like, what is that?
What is it? Hey, what are you doing?
Hey!
Yeah, that was... I was scared for a second because I thought like it would get into the way of the Nikita. Because like if you touch him with the Nikita, it's like one hit, like he dies instantly. So yeah, you don't want that. Like the time loss is pretty huge if the president die. I mean the Prez, my bad.
I mean, the funny thing about President Johnson in that room is if he runs to that power box corner and he's like hunched over, and you blow up the box, it's fine. But if he falls down and he's laying on the floor and you do that, it kills him.
I took these votes.
Again, don't ask me how. That's just the way the game has it. It's, yeah, you're lying on the floor, no good. But you're hunched over closer to the explosion. It's okay.
And then it works like for no reason. Yeah, this game is a little bit nonsense, but that's okay. All right. So spoiler alert: the president is dead. That's sad, but yeah. So basically, one guy killed him. I don't know who killed him, man. I mean, who's this guy? Who killed the president?
I don't know. I think Ocelot saw what was going on. He was watching the stream and decided to, stream snipe President Johnson.
Oh, that's possible. Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but he's making his way through the water back in the B1 floor of Shell 2. I anticipate... I think you're going to go for swim glitch. Okay, you are. So what he's going to do here is level himself with the...
no! Why, Raiden? Why? Okay, that's okay.
Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, so what he's trying to do is line himself up with the lower part of that ceiling and then swim against that wall on a specific angle.
I really want to get it, so that's why I'm tryharding on this. And
yeah, so...
should be a 2-cycle. Well, not 2-cycle, but on this attempt, 2-cycle. Okay, nice. Alright.
Yeah, so what he's trying to do is swim on that angle of that, wall there, and then by doing so, as long as you don't, press up, which is what I think he did the first time around, it allows you to swim out of bounds and swim across.
Please, Raiden, please.
Touch the...
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, I surfaced a little bit early. That's okay. What you're trying to do is touch the loading zone of the next room, and suddenly we're at Vamp.
Yeah, Vamp is gonna be interesting, as you see. Alright.
Yeah, what I was gonna say was Swim Glitch, if done quickly, could save a lot of time, even though there is like a consequence to it because there is a hatch that you have to open by doing so, dude, but it does save you a lot of time up front. So with Vamp, again, casually, this is probably another frustrating boss fight for those that have played this game. But for this run, what he's going to try to do is lure Vamp up to him within knifing range. And the funny thing about Vamp, when you go up close to him like this... Okay, oh... Alright, I was wondering what got you nervous.
Okay, no, you know what? Look, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Yeah, I moved too fast, I think. But that's okay.
Yeah, what you're trying to do is get Vamp to approach you, and then he does like a really slow knife slash. And you can, abuse this to the point where you just make him repeat this slash. You can get several punches in, run through him, and then be close enough for him to knife slash again. And then just do another series of punches, and you can rinse and repeat this until he's beaten. So he's just gonna climb up when he gets close enough. So as you can see, when he's doing the knife slash, it takes a really long time for him to do it, and then, repeat the animation again. Ideally, people tend to go for the very end of it. Yeah, that's happened to me before. Ideally, you want to try to go for like, 6 to 7 punches a cycle. I tend to go really crazy with the fight myself. I try to go for like 9 punches a cycle. It's very dangerous. You have to be very careful.
Usually I do like
on-
8 punch, but yeah, I just really want to be safe, so yeah.
Yeah, because again, he's on European Extreme. One knife slash is insta-kill. The only thing that won't kill him are the throwing knives, which, again, we don't want to take any damage when we don't need to. So he's just gonna get Vamp in position again. He's gonna start his punches. It is possible to go more than 9 punches. There's a different setup to start this fight, which, if done correctly, you can get a lot of damage early, but it does put you in great risk. And, hey, there's Vamp.
Oh my god, yeah, this is pretty monkey-esque, but
Yeah, it's all good.
yeah, that's alright. I actually like thought about, okay, just don't play it safe, just play it like you used to, and it worked. So yeah, I should like not play safe and just do it like the way I do usually. So yeah. But yeah, now it's gonna be a pretty like straightforward part. If you play the game casually, you probably remember this part of the game. Basically, it's Resident Evil 4, but like way much annoying. Basically, it's gonna be an escort, but unlike Resident Evil 4, when you do stuff with Ashley, Emma is pretty useless actually. So yeah. But first, some swimming section again. So this is actually a pretty good time if you have like, I don't know, something to read, donations or anything, something to say. Because there's really nothing to do, like just swimming, skipping codecs and cutscenes, so yeah.
Okay, cool. First of all, quick question. Are we on estimate?
Oh, am I on estimate? I don't know. I think I'm still on good tracks, right? Even if I really messed up, like really higher in Vamp, I should be alright. Because I do
Okay,
have
cool.
a high estimate, but yeah.
Okay, cool. And yeah, second of all, we don't have new donations in, but we would like to remind you where we are raising money for. We are raising money for Mind, which is a nationwide organization committed to prevent mental health issues and to support everyone who is dealing with mental health issues themselves or within their family. All of your donations will go to Mind. And further of all, we have also some bid wars going on. With Crash Bandicoot 2 and also Control Any Percents and Worm Armageddon. So yeah, get your donations in.
Thank you very much for that. Again, it's going to a very good place. So, like LeCadd was saying, when you reach Emma Emmerich, it is a low point in the run. Pretty universal across all categories. There have been new skips found to make this section go by faster. I don't anticipate them being done in this run, but for the most part, it's just we're trying to bring Emma back to the show on B2 floor computer lab. She has the program for the virus for Arsenal Gear GW, and what he's doing here is Emma not only has a fear of swimming, but she has a fear of bugs. The swimming we can't do anything about, so with the bugs, we just kind of aggressively hug her and drag her to the elevator because we ain't got time for, I don't know, we ain't got time for her nonsense.
She's just annoying, like, I mean, we tried to save her, and there's a codec, and she's like, I hate water. I'm like, dude, like, I mean, woman, like, I tried to save you, okay? So just, like, cooperate, try to cooperate, please. Yeah, Emma is pretty, like, I know there's people who likes Emma, the character. I'm not a big fan of it, but it's okay. Yeah, basically just make our way to the end of the room and train these guys, because we have to, and yeah, that's all.
Yeah, because as you can see, when you're dragging Emma around, you're very vulnerable. You can't use any weapons while you're, holding her hand to get her across the room. So you have to take out the guards as you get to them. And then one little neat thing that you could do here, which I think you're going to do because it's PC, it's relatively safe, is what we call the Emma bump, where you get Emma up to this door, you kind of bump her through, and by doing this, it's going to put her a little bit further ahead in the room when you load in the next screen. It just saves you a few seconds of having to slowly walk her through the room and then fade in. On PC, it's like 99% safe. On console, there's a very big risk of soft locking your game, where for some reason, if you try to Emma bump Emma through that door, she can fall through the floor, go into the ocean. Doesn't really die, but you can't advance the game because you don't have her key card to continue the rest of the game. So everyone out there, if you're playing this on console, don't do the Emma bump. I've tried doing it countless times against advisement. I've been burned too many times doing it. Don't do it. It's not worth it. On PC, oh, do it. Oh, look at this guy.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing, but yeah. He's going for it.
He's just I think he's just on treadmill day or something. He's working legs.
I don't know, yeah, maybe he's doing some workout, that's all. Alright.
Yeah, what causes that guy to do that is he's like hanging on a railing with a binoculars, and when he sees you to try to call in the alert, the chaff cancels it. And because that guy is in like a unique position, the game doesn't know like what to do with him, so he just kind of runs in place. It's really hilarious.
Okay, so now a big auto-scroller. Well, yes and no, because you can actually lose time on this, but it's basically an auto-scroller. This is the sniping section. And yeah, nothing much to say about it actually, except that it's long and nothing else to do except shooting stuff. So let's go. All right.
Yeah. So Emma now suddenly, you know, like the anesthetic drugs or whatever she had that prevented her from walking normally, she can now go across these water bridges unassisted. However, there's a set of mines on both the first and third water bridge, which vary by difficulty. And then what you're seeing him do here is use the thermal goggles to pick out the mines so he can shoot them with the PSG-1T, which is a tranquilizer variant of the PSG-1 sniper rifle. It's a non-lethal version. It only has a 5-round magazine. Is the only downside. But it does take out claymore mines, including that one right there behind that pillar. It's personally the one I dislike the most just because of where it's placed. It's easy to miss. But other than the mines, you have to be very careful of these guards since they load in as Emma progresses. If she gets spotted, there won't really be an alert sequence that counts in your game stats, but they'll start shooting her, loses you time. It's, you know, not a good time for anybody, but you just want to, you know, clear the guards, as well as cipher drones that spawn in as she continues forward. Okay, very nice. You may notice that he's recollecting ammo for the PSG-1T. If you run out of bullets for the PSG-1T, and if you stand above the ammo box, it'll actually just spawn on top of you. So it'll just like auto refill your gun. Oh yeah, there was one other weird thing that can happen, which thankfully it didn't. For some reason, if you zoom in with the scope on Emma when she's going across the first water bridge, there's a rare chance that she'll like fall and lose balance.
Oh, she did fall. When I was trying to shoot the very first guy, she did fall actually.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's a 7 seconds, I think, time loss, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's very painful when it happens, but it can be mitigated by just, you know, staying away from the ledge where the water bridge is. But sometimes it's triggered by scoping in with the sniper rifle. I don't know, maybe she's like camera shy and realizes we're watching her and she just stumbles. I don't know. It's like this across all versions as far as I know. It's it is avoidable, but it's unfortunate if it happens. Not a big deal. But one other thing that you may notice is, depending on the difficulty, you get a call in from Snake, who will try to help us if we need help with the sniping. But since we're on European Extreme, he just runs really late, doesn't really show up to help until like the very end. So he's basically, you know, not helpful here.
Yeah, it will be here, but yeah, he's not here. Yeah, when you basically for the speedrun, when you will like call you, like there will be no more enemies or no more ciphers. So you're like, yeah, too late, Snake. Yeah, sorry, my man. But thank you anyway. Like, I appreciate like the support. But like, no, it's not too late. Like, there's nobody left. So, yeah.
Yeah, and there's actually a active speedrunning bounty for being able to skip the sniping section. Everyone out there that runs the game would love to know if there's any way to speed this section up, skip it. I mean, people all over on all difficulties would want to know. And if you're a glitch hunter out there, or if you just play the game and happen to speedrun it, or are just interested in speedrunning Metal Gear games at all, you could check us out on the Metal Gear Speedrunners Discord. We would love to have you. And if you do happen to find a skip for bypassing the sniping section, because believe me, doing this is not as fun as it seems at times. It does drag on. There is an active bounty out there. I think it's over $1,000 when I last heard about it.
You can buy a
for
PS5
anyone that finds it.
with
Yeah, you could buy a PS5 and some accessories with that, but really do check out our Discord. You know, we do encourage anyone from any skill level or background to, you know, get involved. We would love to have you. Ooh, very nice shot on that cipher there.
Yeah, without pentas because we're big boy sniping. Yeah. But it's not recommended though, because remember, like for Big Boss, you don't like you have a shot fire count that you need to respect, and yeah, if you shot like this is an easy part of the run when you like go over that count and lose Big Boss. It happened to me because I was wondering about just shooting like birds and etc. And I lost Big Boss. It's pretty rare.
Yeah, that actually happened to me once before too, and it was I think I just went ham with the AK and the Stinger, and those are things that can definitely get there. Oh yeah, so this is Vamp. He
was a
never
boss,
really died.
by the way.
And yep, that was Vamp. I think he's dead for real this time.
Yeah, I think maybe question mark. I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah. So with Vamp, the second fight, you could either spam his leg. Since it doesn't move when he gets hit. He has no cooldowns. You can hit him as many times as you have bullets. But if you wanted it to go a little faster, you can try to aim for the head, but he does move around when he gets hit. So we're now going back to Shell 1. Okay, we got this one and only one guard here. Give him a little bump. And then he's going to use a chaff to... you know, disable the ciphers that are in the area so he can make it over the bridge, because with this section, should you fall in the water for whatever reason, with or without the ciphers interfering, because it's a timed section, it'll actually restart him from the bottom of strut E. It won't just reload the room. Thankfully, that did not happen. And he also managed to avoid the loose tiles, since they are left missing when you exit. The first time around, and it is very easy to forget about it and then fall right into the water. That definitely happened to me on more times than I like to remember.
I think
just going autopilot and falling in the water.
It happened to everyone, to be honest, I think.
Wait a minute, who is this guy?
I don't know.
Who's the other guy? Wait a minute.
I don't know.
That's the guy that stream sniped President Johnson. and that's the guy in the Harrier.
Oh my god. But this room looks familiar as well, right? What you think about that?
Wait a minute, is that the torture room from Twin Snakes?
I don't... Oh.
Oh, wait, not Twin Snakes, Metal Gear Solid 1! but also in Twin Snakes.
Why? But also, yeah, in Twin Snakes. Wait a minute. Are we in Shadow Moses?
Brace yourself.
No, impossible, right? Oh, by the way, yeah, look at the damage Olga did to me. Thank you, Olga.
Yeah, that may look like a painful punch, but she's actually doing you a favor here.
Yeah, she's saving us, actually.
Normally you would have to wait for Rose to call in to actually escape, but we could just call her, it's faster. And, you know, Raiden kind of went through a beating more than just Olga, you know, punching him in the gut. They really took everything off of him. I mean, everything.
Alright. Arsenal gear.
So he's answering this codec right away so he can avoid this guard spotting him, which, how he doesn't see him from that range, I don't know, don't ask me, it's just the way it is.
Oh, it's gonna be... oh, alright. Yeah, that's good, that's good. Okay, yeah, that was Monka-esque a little bit, but that's alright.
I have no idea how that guy didn't see you.
Yeah,
I really don't.
This game, man, like, this game is nonsense. Really.
Yeah, so what he was trying to do was just make sure he stays in the blind spot of the cameras, and I'm really surprised at what I saw. I was like, how did that guy not spot you?
Yeah, actually, like, you go, like, it will notice you, and then you move, like, go in cover, and it will never spot you. So, yeah, why it works, I don't have any idea, to be honest, but it works, so, I mean, why not?
Yeah, I just never realized you can actually go that way on European Extreme, or if it's advised, because there's a left side pathing you could do to go around that guard. But, hey, if it works, it works.
It works, yeah, so why not? Like, I take it, we take it. Okay,
All right,
so, yeah.
This is the quote-unquote, hey, we got a blade, we can use it now and practice it, which is, for us in speedrunning, we just have to swing or stab with the weapon at least once, stay on this side of the hallway, and we have to wait out a rudimentary, like, 45-second timer, which is basically practice time for the sword, even though we're barely going to use it. But if you don't swing the blade at all when you get to this point, you can actually lose time when you're thinking you're just, you know, waiting to go on to Tengu's. Also, nice use of turbo.
Yeah, there's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing to do here. So yeah, this is a good moment, like to breathe, take a breath, and because the next room is pretty difficult. You will see, especially if you want to go for big boss. So yeah, here goes Tengu 1.
Yeah, so the body armor that he got earlier in Shell 2 is by design for these encounters coming up. You can do it without it. It's just very Monka-esque, should you bypass it. So what he's going to do is just throw a series of stun grenades to knock out the first group, followed by all the other ones that spawn in as you go to this other side of the room. Next, he's going to do a punch-punch kick leaning up against the door. And what happens is, when you do it in first person, let go of the camera, Raiden's leg will actually go through the door and touch the loading zone on the other side. So you're able to just clip into the next room. It saves you a lot of aggravation, as well as just a lengthy Tengu sequence. And what he's going to do here is a Tengu 2 coolant strat, where we put Snake to sleep. He not only looked like he could use a nap. But we put him to sleep so he doesn't kill any of the Tengus here, which won't screw up the setup. What he's doing here is just using the coolant spray to just keep these guys, I don't know, incapacitated. Just, you know, their gear looks really cool, but I don't know, it doesn't seem to filter out the coolant spray very well.
Yeah, right.
But what he's trying to do is coolant spray them for a certain amount of time. I think it's
1 minute 10 seconds.
Around, like,
I think, right? I think it's 1 minute 10 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, so like you're just buying yourself time to allow, you know, a certain amount of time to pass, and then if you do this properly without killing any of the Tengus here, and then you just followed up with either a knockdown punch kick. It was actually found, trying to think, think it was by Platonic Guy that at least
Yep.
I thought explained it to me, and then I think it was also explained to me by D-Limes
Well,
13.
it existed already on PS2, but we never been able to like understand why it didn't work on PC.
PC.
And the reason is pretty simple. You just need to like do the punch kick at the very end, and it works. So yeah, it's pretty pog. Okay, a little disclaimer again. So the next fight is gonna be pretty long. I'm going to be completely silent on this one, and it's gonna lag again because of the Stinger's missile, because we're gonna shoot a lot of Stinger missiles again. So yeah, I just wanted to say that because yeah, and the fight is pretty tough actually. So yeah.
Yeah, the Rays are probably the hardest encounter in the entire game, especially on this difficulty. You have to fight and inflict the damage total of defeating 20 Rays. It's not taking out like 20 Rays like in unit number. You have to basically inflict the damage count of defeating 20 Rays, and I'll explain that in a little bit. So we're just waiting for Solidus to finish his speech. It's just another moment to just kind of, you know, relax a bit, get ready. So what he's gonna do is just cartwheel forward, use the Stinger, equip it when he's cartwheeling, and what he's gonna do is take out, he's gonna damage the Rays in a specific order where he's gonna go middle, right, and left, and you can even see that they're identified with a number nomenclature where there's AO1, AO2, AO3. So what he's doing here is he's spreading out the damage equally, and then as he's inflicting damage on the Ray in the middle, he's gonna bait out water cannon attack, where it will just try to shoot a water jet when you're up close. It does full damage to the Ray when its mouth is open with the Stinger missiles, but in order to expose it, you either have to hit it in the leg, followed by an open mouth shot, or you can often get a critical hit when its mouth is open, when it does like a, I don't know, like a roar when it shows up. So like that Ray on the right there just did one. But what he's going to try to do is contain these in a loop where the Rays will come in on this like northeast corner, and what he's going to try to do is do damage to the Ray on stage while also setting up damage on a Ray that's like outside the arena. And then when one Ray is getting off, another one is getting on. And as he's like inflicting damage, you know, Rays will just be spawning in like one after the other. And if there's multiple Rays around, that's fine. But you also have to be aware of what damage you're doing, because the Ray with the lowest HP will be the next one that'll spawn up on the stage. And then while Ray is taking damage, you can take time to collect ammo, take a shot at another Ray off screen. But I think what LeCadd's doing is a safer version of the loop, where he's keeping up the Ray AO5 up for the majority of the encounter.
The entire fight, yeah.
Yeah. There's a more aggressive version of the Ray loop, which is the one that I learned, is where you take out these Rays like as they come in. There's even a riskier version that I know D-Limes 13 goes for, which he calls the risky Rays. It starts the fight differently, but it puts you in greater danger of dying to get the fight started faster. But it follows a similar strat where you're just basically keeping yourself positioned on this upper right corner of the platform. Deal damage to the Rays as they come in. And then, like I said, one Ray just will jump off the stage while the next one kind of shuffles and gets ready to jump on stage. And we know that we can be in this position safely because if you're too close to a Ray, when it jumps on stage, it'll actually knock you off balance. So we already know what area is safe. You know, so like we don't have to, you know, worry about moving around too much. Just go and collect ammo. Oh, that was a nice recovery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes the Rays can jump on the stage really weird. They don't really line up nicely, so you have to kind of, you know, you have to like adjust your aim with the Stinger slightly.
Okay, I think I'm back on the loop, so that's good. Yeah. Yeah, I'm back on it. Okay, good. Yeah, that was okay recovery. I missed like a full damage shot, so that's why it was a little bit finicky, but that's okay.
Yeah, Braze can go one of several ways. It can go nicely, it could be chaotic, you know, or like none of the above, where it's just a never-ending nightmare. But when it's controlled like this, it does make it less stressful. I know casually playing the game that this could be a really frustrating encounter to deal with, especially when you're at low HP and on a higher difficulty where just about anything will kill you in one hit except for like the machine gun barrage, but missiles and water cannons are an insta-kill. So it could definitely be seen as an intimidating encounter, but thankfully through speedrunning, there are ways to control this fight, at least to the best of our ability, where we can just kind of keep them contained in some part of the area. And okay, it looks like that Ray got away, but that's all right.
No, that's okay. He will get on stage. That's all I want.
All right, gotcha. And then, like I said, the amount of rays that you have to defeat is not like the number total. It's very weird, like how it tracks the damage on the rays, like as you get to like the last like final 2 or 3. Oh yeah, see, yeah. Sometimes the rays, when they're waiting to jump on stage, they'll actually go through like a machine gun barrage where it'll like lower its head and stick out its arm. And sometimes it'll just block your stinger. It's probably one of the most annoying things to deal with. And it's pretty much rinse and repeat. You know, so it can be seen as a repetitive fight, but on this difficulty, it can be very nerve-wracking, especially when you're trying to go for, you know, big bots rank or if you're on PB pace.
There's no many left, so yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, I was actually looking at the right numbers, so he's on DO3, so there's probably about like
it will finish
2 to 3 raids left.
Yeah, it should be it should finish on EO1, so yeah, but that's all right.
Yeah, but I guess while you're doing this, I'll just give a, you know, shout out to you know, to D-Limes for teaching me how to do the Ray loop, which I think, from what I understand, I think it was originally the original concept was by a runner named Azu, which then I think D-Limes like took his idea and optimized it further.
So basically, no, it comes from a Japanese runner called Anonymity Hope.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, and well, personally, I learned this game with Azu, so he taught me everything on this game. But yeah, he's doing like the same loop as Anon, so yeah, maybe like D-Limes watch Azu instead of like Anon and picked up the loop. I don't know, but already, yeah. No, I don't want to save. Like the first instance of this loop was by Anon, so yeah. And I did it. I'm pretty happy because, well, the fight wasn't very good, but I'm pretty happy I didn't die on this boss, because like if you die, it's like the time loss is insane. So yeah. And yeah, one more boss, and that will be the end of the run actually. But first, the torture. I'm using the turbo, by the way. I'm not meshing because like this torture lasts for 1 minute, I think, 60 seconds.
Yeah, on PC Substance, it's 50 seconds.
So yeah, so this is pretty tough. Like, if you run the HD edition on PS3 or any other console, it's like, I don't know, is it like 15 seconds or 20 seconds, something like that?
Yeah, they nerfed the sequence to 15 seconds on HD Collection. On PS2, Sons of Liberty, I think it's over a minute.
Yeah, because of because I think there's lag on PS2. So there's a trend actually when you're looking on the right or the left, I don't remember. So you reduce the lag, and yeah, the torture lasts like the torture is faster, but yeah.
Yeah, but the turbo just gives us the luxury of not being able to break our wrist to survive for 50 seconds, because if you were to just do nothing, you just die within a few seconds. It's that quick.
Okay, so last cutscenes. Last codex, I mean. And yeah. Just to say quickly, like if you never played this game, if you haven't played this game, I will highly recommend playing this game casually. This game is really fantastic in my opinion. This is for me like the best MGS game by far. But yeah.
Yeah, for me it was the first one that I learned to speedrun. But yeah, I definitely do also recommend checking it out. Alright, so last fight of the run is none other than Solidus himself, so our only weapon is the blade. But
the ex-president of the United States on Federal Hall. Isn't it a little cliche, right? Like fighting the ex-president of the United States on Federal Hall in New York. Like, but yeah. Kojima.
Oh, yeah, throwing in that MGS1 lore, Solidus is actually George Sears, who was president during the Shadow Moseses, and yes, they're fighting on top of Federal Hall, go figure. So, for big boss strats, what he's doing here is he's just using punches to deal damage, not really the blade. Instead, he's going to use the blade to get Solidus to block, which then he is scripted to kick to try to get you away from him. And then what he's doing is he's attacking Solidus from his blind spot because he did lose an eye during a Harrier fight. But you can use that to your advantage by punching him on his left side, but then you approach him on his right side where he'll see the attack and block it. And then as you move over, before he does a kick, you can actually get a set of punches in, and it looks like he's having a little bit of hard time.
Yeah, sometimes like the angle is really weird. Like if you're close to a wall or something, like the angle to punch him is really weird. Like I figured it out, but that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, often at times the camera is really your worst enemy and not really Solidus. So he got him to phase 2. He ditches the Dr. Octopus arms. So he's just gonna go full out blade mode now, which is basically another rinse and repeat from phase 1. Just, attack him from his good side and attack him on his blind spot, after he blocks.
Oh, dude, please, come on.
Yeah,
Dude,
that
what?
is,
Did you see that? The angle? What? I was on him like 100 times. Okay.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
alright.
that is the... Yeah, that corner is notoriously bad to get him locked in. It's, the camera angle, like I said, it'll change depending on where you are with Solidus. But yeah, that's really unfortunate. So he's just gonna...
Yeah,
he's just gonna reset.
let's do it all over again. Yay! So I'm probably gonna be overestimate then, but I mean, that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, so same thing. He's just gonna expose Solidus's blind spot by attacking him on his left, then slashing on the right so he blocks. Because essentially, like I said, what Solidus is trying to do when LeCadd is shifting around is he's trying to get in a kick, and we can interrupt that kick by punching him on his blind spot. And then he does 3 punches only because we don't want to exceed his hitbox where it knocks him off balance and then he zips away. So we do this in a way to try to keep him contained in a loop until he reaches like 50% stamina range. I think it's more like 48% if you had like the variable stats open for PC. But either way, you got him to phase 2. Gonna ditch the arms. Then resume phase 2.
Okay, the camera is better now, so it should be okay.
Yeah, funny thing about this fight is there's actually several ways you can deal with Solidus when he transitions from phase 1 to phase 2. You could do what LeCadd just did there, is where you could just block the elbow, often called the people's elbow. And within the community, it's often the desired thing we want to have him do. It just leaves Solidus open to attack. You could do a very aggressive parry, where you swing your blade as Solidus is charging you at the right time and cause him to lose balance or deal damage if you get it at the right timing. And then there's like an evade method that you could do where you allow Solidus to like elbow forward, but you just kind of, you know, step out of the way at the right time and then just hit him when he's open. Alright, so time will be coming up on the last hit of Solidus.
Time.
And there it is.
Ay, 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 ay,
Do
ay.
you remember this place?
Of course.
Monka-esque. Like, I think this is a good word for, like, the whole run. That was Monka-esque. Like, definitely. Wow.
Today is the day
Alright.
I
Yeah,
But we
I
finished
think you
it.
might have been. I think you might have been okay if the Solidus fight was one attempt, but
Yeah, and if I didn't, like, died at the very end of Arya as well, I think. But, yeah. That happened. Like, this game is really tough, honestly, like, but, yeah. Yeah. Well, usually when you, by the way, when you do, like, a run on this, you, excuse me, you sit through the credits.
He said all living
But for the
things
marathon, nah, we
have
just
to
finished
live on.
on the Acid of Solidus because,
Yeah.
there's nothing to do on the credits,
Genes
like,
aren't the
so
only
it
thing
doesn't
that
matter.
goes on. There are
But,
too many things that aren't
yeah.
written on
What is my
paper.
RTA? Just to be curious, like, it should be like a 124 to something like that, right?
it's a 123.05.
Okay.
Ideas,
Ah,
our
yeah.
culture,
Alright.
poetry, compassion,
3 minutes overestimate, yeah.
joy.
Well, that wasn't a good run at all, but like,
Is that a
yeah.
proposal?
I'm still happy because like I was able to showcase like everything I wanted to, so that's the most important part. And yeah, and that's it. That was Metal Gear Solid 2, 90% European Extreme, and that was tough.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, thank you for having us. It was a pleasure to, you know, watch and commentate another very fascinating speedrun. And, you know, like I said, if you're interested in wanting to get into Metal Gear speedruns, check out our Discord, Metal Gear Speedrunners. You know, we would love to have you. And thank you for hosting this marathon for BSG Online Marathon 7. It was a pleasure to be a part of this. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much, LeCadd and Joseph.
Yeah.
Joestar316.
I just want to make a quick shout out, really quick. Big shout out, like the biggest shout out of the world to my man Azu. Azu, if you watch me, I love you, man, so much. Like he taught me everything on this game. A good friend, a really good friend, and yeah. If you're watching this, well, you will not be proud of me because like the run was really trash, but like, yeah, man, I really like I love you, man. Like that's all. That's all I wanted
Alright.
to say.
Cool. No worries. Yeah, next one coming up is Sonic released by Spec. They are setting up as we speak. Very nice run, LeCadd and Joseph. Very nice run indeed. Very impressive. It tricks me every time when I see a Metal Gear Solid or an Extreme doing. So, very congratulations on the run. Just a friendly reminder, Light Matter and Crash Bandicoot 2, those two runs is being swapped. So after Sonic we have Light Matter, just to put that out. For now we are setting things up for the next run, so please be seated, get those donations in, and we'll are being right back after this.